Hello and welcome back to the Sustainable Responsible Impact Investing Conference here on Coronado Island in California, where we're learning to align values with portfolios. And we're very pleased to have as our guest Tyler Jackson. He's an Impact Invest Officer at Low Income Investment Fund out of San Francisco. Tyler, I understand this is your first time here, so welcome to the conference.
Thank you very much. Yeah, happy to be here.
So tell us, what are your impressions? You're here talking to people about LIIF, which we'll get to in just a minute, but what are your impressions of the conference? There are 800 attendees. There are several dozen exhibitors. What do you think?
So this is my first SRI conference and also LIIF's first attendance. I'll tell you a little bit about why that is, but I think my impressions are it feels like homecoming for a lot of folks. It's very friendly conference. I've gotten a lot of introductions from people that I've never met who they've met me and they say, oh, you need to meet so-and-so, and very friendly atmosphere. Obviously, beautiful location. It seems very well put together in terms of programming and structure. There's a lot of places where people can sort of run off and have a side conversation, side rooms. Very nice. That's not always the case at a lot of these big conferences. So I've been very pleased. I'm very excited to be here. Well,
good. Yeah, I can echo those sentiments. I have several times walked up to somebody and said, hey, I'm Charlie Wright. Who are you? And,
exactly.
They're happy to tell me and to talk about it. And, they usually want to talk longer than I do. So, it's a very, very friendly crowd here. So tell us, what have you learned at the conference?
Well, so we have a LIIF first as a nonprofit loan fund. And so we are raising capital from individuals for the first time. So we've been around 34 years. Our investors have historically been institutional investors. Banks and foundations invest in us, and we re-lend that money out in low-income communities around the country. And so about a month ago, we launched a new program for individuals to invest in our revolving loan fund, support the work that we do. So it's the first time that we've ever had a need to be on the ground and making relationships with financial advisors and individuals. And so quite honestly, we're just here learning what it is that financial advisors are looking for in product, because we're still in we've launched our product, but we're still crafting and learning and changing and adding states where investors can reside and purchase the note. So we're learning. I mean, every conversation I'm learning different things. And so I haven't been able to attend too many sessions because we're a sponsor in the deal room, which is where there are a bunch of direct high-impact deals or issuers all in one space. And so there's been a constant stream of people flowing through there and wanting to learn about what we do. So I've kind of been standing there so I can answer any questions and like that.
So tell us here, Tyler, you've got a special story about a particular connection to SRI conference. Tell us about that.
Sure. So I had a family friend of mine when I was first getting into the ESG space, and I was very excited about learning about this intersection of values and for-profit investing, and so a family friend of mine, turned out she had just been a speaker at the SRI conference about 5 years ago, and she gave me her booklet, and I went down the back of the booklet, and I was living in New York at the time, and I contacted all the organizations that were based in New York, just cold emailed them, and I got 2 part-time jobs out of it that were my first jobs in the space.
Well, good for you here. And cold calling is nobody's favorite thing, and a lot of people have given up on it, especially with voicemail and other things. And so that you did that and then it works, it says a lot about you, but also about the SRI community.
Exactly.
And how open they are here.
Yep.
So tell us about LIIF. Again, it is the Low Income Investment Fund, LIIF.
Yep. So LIIF is a nonprofit. We've been operating for 34 years. Our mission is to reduce poverty and maintain affordability in low-income communities around the country. So we're headquartered in San Francisco, but we have a portfolio of investments that span across 21 states. And we invest in anything that, as I said, reduces poverty. So it could be affordable housing, or it could be a healthcare clinic, or a grocery store in a food desert. Oftentimes charter schools or child care facilities. So LIIF really takes a unique approach to community development in that it's a holistic understanding of trying to bring into a community everything that you would like to see in a community that you would like to live in: good schools, access to transportation, quality healthcare, grocery store. So that's what we try to bring. We bring finance to bring those types of projects into communities that don't otherwise have them. And
tell us, Tyler, the companies who have invested with you for over 34 years, typically institutions, why do they invest with you?
Sure. It's a mission perspective. So we have institutions ranging from some larger banks that have federal requirements to lend in low-income communities where they have branch locations. But we also have investments from Ford and MacArthur and all, big foundations that are making program-related investments or loans to us to support the work that we do. So it really is a range of interest, but it all comes down to we're a mission, driven nonprofit, and they're in it for the mission. And we've invested $2 billion of institutional capital over the past 34 years. So that's all been bank and foundation, insurance company money.
Okay, so for those who would like to know more, Tyler, where can they go?
Sure. So just about a month ago, we launched this note program that allows individuals to invest in the fund alongside these world-class institutions. And it's open to all investors. You don't need to be accredited. The minimum is $1,000. You buy a note between 6 months and 10 years, pays between 1% and 3%. And you can find online at liifnote.org, LIIF note.org. Or you can go to the Impact Us Marketplace, which is impactusmarketplace.com. And you can find us and actually purchase the security directly through there without a financial advisor. So if you want to just do that right now, you can just log in and create an account and purchase security through there.
Tyler, thank you very much and appreciate you joining us today. So final words for our listeners here.
I would say if you haven't attended the SRI conference, I would say get involved in some way or another. I should note that I attended the local San Francisco SRI conference, the day-long conference, so that would be a good way for people to get involved. I know they're doing that now throughout the year. So if you can't make it to the extended 3-day conference, I know they're making an effort to extend the conversation throughout the year. So many ways to get involved.
Tyler, thank you very much, and we appreciate you coming in and spending time with us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again, we've talked with Tyler Jackson of Low Income Investment Fund, LIIF, or LIIF, out of San Francisco, and you've been listening to Strategic Investor Radio on OC Talk Radio. And we're again at the Sustainable Responsible Impact Investing Conference, and we'll be right back.